I'm going to start with sponge. What I did already now is I set my oven for 180 degrees Celsius. So now it's preheating nicely. Then I used a 23 centimeter cake form. I greased it inside and put a baking parchment inside as well, only for the base of the form. What I've got in here is 4 eggs mixed with 150 grams sugar. So what we are going to do now, we are going to beat them up together nicely so that they form stiff peaks and leave a nice trail after themselves. So we are going to whisk it now. So now the egg and the sugar mixture is ready, and you see it was my mistake. I was a little bit confused, sorry about that. I said stiff peak, so it was my mistake, my bad, so I'll take it back. Just we need to make a fluffy mixture like that, and make sure to keep that air. We need this air for the sponge to rise in the oven. So I've been mixing it for about 5-8 minutes. Now it's fluffy enough like that. What I'm going to do now, carefully, now we need to handle it very carefully if we would like to have a good sponge. We need to keep that air inside. Here in the bowl here I have 75 grams of corn flour, 75 grams of plain all-purpose flour, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So I'm going to sift it over carefully over the egg and sugar mixture, and then I'm going to fold it again carefully together. What I did while I was waiting for the eggs and sugar mixture, I melted 50 grams of butter, which I have here. It's cooling down right now. We are going to use it at the very end of our sponge making process. So, like Mary Berry says, clean the sides, cut it. Clean the sides, cut it. You need to be very careful not to beat that air. You need to try to keep as much air inside the mixture as possible, and cut it, the sides, and cut it. And we as well need to make sure to take all the flour from the bottom of the bowl, because it tends to just fall down and it's a bit a tricky process. Make sure not to over mix. And here you really, practice makes perfect. You need to practice and practice and practice in order to make perfect sponges. So now it seems to be all nicely incorporated together, and I can feel that the air is still there. So I will fold in the melted butter carefully, and when you fold in the butter, it needs to go into the oven right away. So we've used, you remember, 50 grams of butter. I used unsalted butter, but I guess you could have used salted butter as well. So we just mix it nicely like that. And we will pour the mixture into the prepared tin. Let me see, just to make sure that it's all nicely incorporated, and the butter as well. So we'll just clean the sides of the bowl here, and we are not going to bake it in batches. We are going to bake all of it right away, and then we are going to cut it in 3 pieces. so we'll get 3 sponges out of this mixture here. So I cleaned up the sides pretty nicely now. So now it's going into the oven, 180 degrees Celsius, and then it's going to be there for about 25-30 minutes, half an hour. You need to keep an eye on it till it's golden brown and it slightly shrinks from the sides of the tin. I was keeping an eye on my sponge, and I saw that it's been baking only for about 10 minutes and it's already quite dark on the top, but I see that it's like jelly. I don't need a jelly, I need a well-baked sponge. So I'm going to cover it with some foil in order for it not to burn on the top, and let it bake some more. Baking on the cake, you see it's nicely risen now, but I feel that probably in the middle, we use a screwer to check the middle, needs a little bit, just maybe 5 minutes. I'll put it back. I'm quite pleased with the volume of my cake. So I'm taking the cake out. Take a look. Oopsie. It shrinks from the side of the tin, and the skewer comes out clean. This is a baked cake. I will leave it in the tin for 5-10 minutes. So, and you remember, we don't want a dry sponge. So I think it's quite smart to take it out just 1-2 minutes before it's completely finished, because when it sits here in the tin, it still keeps that heat and continues to cook. So we'll just leave it there for 5-10 minutes before we'll take it out. So now the cake has been here in the tin for some minutes, maybe 10 minutes. It's cooled down now, and I'm going to take it off from the tin. So you see what I did just now. I took just a normal knife and I went around the sides of the tin. So then I'll release it nicely like that. Look at this beauty here. Aha!